Welcome to A Call to Action, a series presented by Great Eastern Radio and Brattleboro Community Television. We're covering many different topics from how to rebuild the economy to municipal updates. Today, we're talking with Detective Sergeant Greg Eaton of the Brattleboro Police Department. With the increased amount of internet usage while we are all staying at home, we're going to have that discussion today. I'm Peter Fish Case. Detective, welcome to A Call to Action.
Thank you.
So, I guess with everybody being at home as much as they've been, they're everybody's on the internet. They're Netflix. They're watching videos and bored shopping. Has there been any kind of a spike within, let's just call it Windham County, that you've heard of? I know Brattleboro is your thing, but is there anything that's fallen onto your radar that says, hey, we really got to take notice of what's going on here?
I can't say locally necessarily to Windham County. Nationally, yes, as we've seen some of these online chat things being exploited and things like that, but not specifically geared necessarily towards Windham County.
Okay, so it's a good segue right into that. WebEx, Zoom, the Google Space, all of these places now where people are forced to kind of congregate while social distancing is a thing. I know recently, I personally know of one instance which was horrific that happened within Brattleboro, which prompted us connecting today. That had to do with a Zoom meeting being hacked. I don't want to speak specifically to the case, but can you tell us what's happening there? I know it's all brand new, so there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. So my understanding, to speak a little bit specific to that, is that particular Zoom meeting was a public meeting. So that being said, the credentials, as you asked when we first signed in about the username there, meeting ID, and the password, were publicly put out over Facebook. So that would mean that anybody can join it, and sounds like that's what actually happened. So I want to caution the term being thrown out there about being hacked, because that would generally need more of a computer skill to actually do. But it sounds like all the credentials needed to join this particular meeting, again, were public, were posted with good intentions in mind for sure. And then a bad actor had ended up joining it and in essence bombed the meeting, and a lot of people just dropped out from there. So one of the safety tips that we talk about is if you're going to do something like that, to the extent possible, if you're having some sort of class or meeting or whatnot, as much as you can, send the login credentials through an email or a text if you can to the people. If you want to do it as public as you can, do a Facebook post saying, hey, contact us with a way to send you these credentials to get into the meeting, so it's not just public out there for anybody to join. I believe Zoom either has already or starting to do another protocol where the host would have to actually accept you into the meeting, even if you already have the username and password. So that's something else that they're trying to do to curb it on their end.
All right, that is something new that I've noticed with all the call to action interviews that I've been doing is when I started, they were just there, and now I have to admit them. So,
Okay.
and even if you're a detective sergeant with the Brattleboro Police Department, you needed to be admitted to this particular Zoom meeting.
That's
So
right.
that is for sure a good thing, I think. So with everything else that has been going on, has there have been, I've noticed, I've gotten a few emails from people who have hacked email things saying, hey, and it would be somebody that I know. And they would say, hey, listen, I can't get out of my house right now for obvious reasons. Can you do me a favor? Can you run down to the local grocery store and buy me a couple of iTunes gift cards? It's for my niece for her birthday. Can you speak to that level of scam?
Those types of scams have been around for a little while, and now people are just changing the circumstances around it, being that, with the coronavirus, we're all stuck indoors now. But the baseline of those scams are still typically the same. iTunes gift cards is something, or Google Play Store cards are the two things that they tend to go after frequently. Maybe buy a cell phone, but that's harder to get through, because then you got to ship it somewhere or send a money order somewhere. typically, if somebody gives you whatever the scam, we've heard of people calling from out of country even, saying that their child is in their police custody, and you have to pay the fee to release them from jail, and you're doing that through an iTunes gift card. That doesn't make much sense.
Right.
It's a monetary value. That's what they're trying to get you to understand. But the way you're getting it to them, it doesn't make sense. So whether it be your kids in jail in Mexico or that you can't get out shopping, if you're supposed to go buy a gift card to somewhere and call some number for somebody you don't know, it probably is a scam. A lot of things related to clicking links in emails to access these types of resources and whatever to help somebody that you know. Same thing. If you're not expecting to help somebody for that type of thing, and you know this person, you should contact them directly yourself, because if your email is compromised, these people do have different methods that will send other messages to everybody else in your inbox or your address book rather for your email. So I could get an email from you, Fish, that says you need help with something, and if I just take it as that, then I'm never really going to know that it's not you actually sending me the message.
Right.
So I should reach out to you before I plan on sending you money for anything to make sure that that's what you're actually asking.
Yeah, I got one probably about a month ago from a lady who I know, and asking me, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And I said, "Sure. Why don't you give me a phone call and let's just talk about it." And I literally thought it was from her, and there was nothing. And then a couple hours after that, said, "Yeah, no, I just need you to go pick up again a couple of I think they were iTunes gift cards for my niece." So always better to, if you get a request like that, to call and to verify, or go throughout another means in which to contact that person via social media or whatever. Would that be a good way to help safeguard?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Anything else that is out there now? I mean, people have a copious amount of time on their hands.
Hmm.
They're searching around. They're clicking on things they probably shouldn't be clicking on just because of boredom. Is there what more can people be doing to kind of safeguard themselves against being scammed over the internet?
Again, what we just talked about for contacting as much as you can the person or place that has reached out to you first. If you did not initiate the contact, you should be more skeptical of that. If you're just browsing around and looking for things, one of the first things that comes to mind is if you just hover over the link with your mouse of whatever you're about to click on, down in the bottom corner, I think it's usually the bottom left of your screen, will show you the actual link that you're going to. Because I could enter a hyperlink into Microsoft Word, for example, and then rename it to anything I want. But when you hover over it, it'll show you the actual link you're about to be taken to in the bottom corner of your screen. So that should be the same for email and whatever, just because I can relabel it as Amazon.com, but I'm taking you to some black site somewhere that's going to take all your credit card information.
Ah, okay, good to know. So that's a really good tip. Any activity around people getting scammed through the stimulus checks that were received, or anything that you're aware of?
I haven't heard that for the Windham County area. I'm
We're
not saying it.
we're just well behaved, I guess.
Yeah.
So, all right. So again, just to do a quick recap, when it comes to Zoom meetings or WebEx meetings or anything like that, the idea is to not post that link publicly, and that will prevent you from getting hacked. Now, well, when we talk about getting hacked, I mean, well, and again, loose term on hacked. I
Hmm.
understand that,
Hmm.
but like, what I know that I know what the worst case scenario is, and that's what prompted this conversation. But have there been other instances of this in town?
Not that's come to detectives anyways that I'm aware of. And we chat with our patrol guys pretty often, and I haven't seen that come up yet, at least specifically not to the degree of what we're looking into right now.
All right. Well, great, Detective. I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to kind of help sort of clarify and sort of make people a little bit smarter when they're surfing around.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you
Good
for
talking to you.
jumping on. Thanks for jumping on a call to action.
Sure. Thank you.